Hello, hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? Today, in my weekly Find the G Spot of Your Soul in Action video series, we're going to talk about if you got what it takes to be your own boss. Now, as a person who dedicates her time and research and constantly learning about the joie de vivre, how to live this life in the most joyful, authentic, fulfilling, and meaningful way, I will tell you that living, that doing something professionally for your life that really corresponds to your true desires, true passions, is very, very important, right? Of course, right? Because we spend a lot of time doing this, and if we're not happy, if we're miserable in this area of our life, it can really ruin our entire life. Now, most people, though, have a very romanticized and glamorous view of what it is to run your own business. And some people, on the contrary, actually think that, oh my gosh, they need to be the smartest and that they don't have enough skills, that they don't have enough education to do that. Now, in this video, I'm going to tell you about 5 qualities that I believe, by observing other people in this profession and by also having the third business already, I will tell you that it's 5 qualities that will really define whether you're cut to be your own boss, or you should probably, have a regular job, which is nothing is wrong with that, right? Because everything has pluses and minuses, okay? Now, besides, of course, the obvious, whether you love what you do and whether you are ready to be dedicated to your business 100%, that's kind of an obvious thing. I think that there are important 5 qualities. So the first one, and I think that's the first one for me, really, where that's how I build my business, and that's how I see the businesses which I support and which I don't support. That's the quality of integrity. Integrity is a big word, and for me, integrity is something where your feelings, your intentions, your actions, and your promises, they all come together. Integrity is something that if I believe in the best, and it's really connected to the service for me. So if your business is built around how can you serve to others and how can you really align every element of your business with that idea in mind, then you have integrity. Integrity for me is also something that you don't just concentrate on ripping people off. And I'm sorry, I've been watching lots of people around, and I see that the quality of the service that they offer is really low, and that it's not going to make the life of their customers better. But they charge a lot of money for that, and they create events around it. But where there is no basis for that, really. So ask yourself, do you have what it takes? Do you have that integrity? Can you really put your customer first all the time and think of their benefit and not your own benefits first? Integrity for me is also something, especially in the world of internet, where we have information, like bombarded with information. We have easy access to any information. Integrity for me is also quoting and giving credit to people that you borrow ideas, quotes from. I see so many people quoting, well, somebody famous, and they don't even say that it's somebody else's quote. So that's the number one thing. The second thing for me, it is consistency. Now, you don't need to be the smartest person or the most talented ones. And really, we see a lot of very, very smart people, but they just lack this one quality, and the whole business falls apart. Consistency for me is that you show up. You just show up and show up and show up, and you show up whether you have a bad day, where you have a good day, whether there's a bad weather, where you would rather, I don't know, sleep in, when you feel like nothing is really happening in your business, but you just keep showing up consistently. And it's not a matter of weeks or months. Sometimes it's a matter of years. And yes, that's what it takes to have the business. It doesn't have to take you several years to see the results, especially if you have all of the steps, aligned. But even when you've been in business for a while, there will be days when you just don't want to do anything, or when you have lack of self confidence or motivation, and you just still need to show up. Many times I'm here in front of you when I have a really bad day, but this is my service to you and my commitment to you, right? So consistency. Are you willing to show up even when you feel like everything is falling apart on the regular basis? Third one is, for me, is flexibility. And flexibility is something that very often I built something for a long time. I put a lot of time into it. But then I feel that the audience doesn't want it, and that maybe it's not the best service. Maybe it doesn't produce the best result. So I know that I'm blessed with this quality, is flexibility, that I'm not attached. I'm like, okay, fine, let's just move on. But I also worked for many other companies where just because they invested a lot of money or invested a lot of time, that's the way they're going to keep doing it and hoping for a different result. You can't do this with business. Very many projects. Most people who are successful in business, they have tons of projects that failed and that they just moved away and started doing something else. Next quality for me is growth. If you don't grow, I see tons of people talking about spirituality, but I don't see them doing any spiritual practices. You got to constantly show up, right? And also you got to constantly grow. You got to constantly be ahead of the client, right? Because the client is growing with you. So what are other things you're going to be offering to your client? So investing time and money in your personal education and having it not like once in a blue moon, but as a consistent practice. For example, in my calendar, I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, and there are activities that I do on each day. I have at least one day where I am working on improving myself, on bettering myself, on educating myself. So are you willing to do that? Are you willing to invest time and money into yourself? And the last but not the least one is authenticity. Authenticity meaning, again, for me, is something that very connected to integrity, in the sense that you kind of walk your talk, right, in a sense. And also authenticity is, I think that's the key that often many businesses do not take into account, because we look at success of other people, right? And so we start replicating. I see people like, I do something and they do it like next day, which is fine for me. There's abundance of information, but I, as a person who teaches these things, I know that it's not going to work for you because you are a completely different person, right? So I used to be in that trap before. With my second business, I invested tons of time and money into online courses which would teach me, for example, how to build a funnel for your website, or how to make lots of money with Facebook ads. Now, I am not saying that per se those strategies are wrong. Those strategies are great for somebody else, not for me, because now I know that my biggest strength comes from the personal interaction with people. And funnels and Facebook ads, they are not personal interaction. They're like really cold sale. So I really suck at cold sailing. Somebody is really great at that. Now, whatever we think of ourselves and whatever we really are two different things. So you really need to have some research-based objective tool to show you which business model is good for you. Let's start with which business idea is great for you. How can you leverage your best gifts that we are usually not very objective about, right? We really either don't see our gifts, or we think our gift is here, but actually it's in another area. So second thing, what kind of business model you should have. Business models also should reflect who you are, because business model is how you make money. So if you make money a way that, I don't know, Dr. whatever is making, well, that's not your authentic model within you. So your customer is going to feel it, and you're going to feel it all the time, and everything inside of you is going to cringe like that, right? And so you are going to really not be in the flow, but you're going to create a lot of obstacles for your growth in business. And also, what kind of marketing strategies? I've had a lot of marketing gurus in my life, right, that helped me, that wanted to help me, and they constantly send me to this road, the same road. Okay, I need to do this. Usually it's like 20 freaking things. First of all, you don't have time for this. You cannot just market and not produce something and not grow and whatever. Of course, when you have a staff of like 20 people, then you can have a marketing department. But let's be realistic. Who starts like that, right? We're starting as solopreneurs. You are your own big orchestra most of the times, right? Maybe you outsource with projects, but in general, we don't have a full-time staff. So you need to realize and follow the 20-80 rule. 20% of your effort should result in 80% of your result. And it should feel authentic, so you don't feel yet like you're selling your soul, and so your customer doesn't feel pushed by you. Okay, so it needs to be very natural. And again, whatever we think, whatever we believe is the right marketing strategy for us is usually not true, because we are operating with our mind, with our conscious mind, which is 5% of our life in general, and 95% lies in the subconscious mind. So your true authenticity needs to be revealed through some form of testing, through some tools, right? And usually from a person or from the perspective of the outside, because we're so close, in our box, that it's really hard to see what it is there. So now, after this video, look at yourself realistically. Do you have the integrity? Do you have the consistency? Do you have flexibility? Do you have desire to grow all the time? And do you want to be authentic in every step of your business? If you answered yes to all of them, not just one, not three, to all five, you need to have all five in order to really create that joie de vivre feeling in your business too, because then your business and your personal life are really aligned, and you don't have the separation. You don't have that fractioned nature of yourself where right now I'm in my business and right now I'm in my personal life. You're the same person. So if you answered yes to that, and if you want very quickly in the matter of 4 weeks to create a structure of your business where you find your business concept, you find your business model, you find your marketing tools, you find the way you speak to your audience about what you have to offer so they can get excited about it, and you don't feel like you're selling your soul. I am taking online coaching clients for my Money with a Soul program. So you can check it below. You can also ask me any questions. You can email me, DM me, call me. I'm very accessible, right? Actually, don't call me, text me, please, because my phone is always off. And I also gave you a free test, so you can look at what abundance means to you, because different people, we're here for creating joy, abundance, and freedom, right? That's why you want to have a business. If not, then why would you want to have a business? So those three things come from those 5 qualities that I told you, and also from a business that is based on aligning every part of it with your authentic self. So you can take a quiz to understand what abundance means to you, and come to me with that knowledge, and together we can create that perfect structure for you, so it doesn't have to take you years. I mean, you still will have to show up every day for many, many years for your business, but it doesn't have to take years to start seeing the results. And so you also start being in your flow. So Money with the Soul, I am accepting several clients online. So talk to me, let's discuss. If you have any questions, we can have a free discussion, free strategy. Other than that, have a wonderful day. And if if you didn't find yourself fitting into these 5 qualities, it's okay. Not everybody has to be a business owner. I promise you, you can have a totally amazing, abundant, joyful, free life if you have a job. Okay. But again, we need to, if you want to have some consultation on how to align your job with who you are, I'm here for you in any I'm here to serve you. Okay, so I hope that you had a wonderful time today in the morning already, got inspired. Okay, and I will talk to you soon. Check my money with the soul, take the test, and find that G spot of your soul. Bye bye.